Alrighty, good afternoon and welcome back. You can see what we got in front of us today. We got 2 racks, Babyback ribs, and the way we prep these up is the same way I prep them up all the time. Took them out of the package, rinsed these off, patted them dry, removed the silver skin, and then applied some rub to both sides. You can see the rub we're using. We're using that Lambert's sweet rub of mine. I've used it before. Came into work one day and there was a bottle of it on my desk from a coworker or a friend that I work with, and thanks Chad for that. So I'm going to use that, no binder. Sometimes I use a binder, sometimes I don't. Today I decided not to, just, they're kind of still a little moist after I got done, rinsing them off and patting them dry. So whatever sticks to there, sticks to there. And yeah, we're going to be cooking these on a pit barrel cooker, hence the hooks in the end. And that's about all I got. So we're going to let these sit out probably for another 5-10 minutes, and I will pick back up when we're at the PBC. So we'll see you then. Okay, we are back. Just put the ribs on. I'm not going to pull them back off, but I will take the cover off. Just give you a little look. Or I should say, let's take a look-see inside the barrel. See the ribs are hanging there. They are kind of sort of touching the coals just a little bit, but that's all right. If I got to cut a bone or two out from the from the bottom end, that'll be fine. But we're cooking with Kingsford today, and we got 2 chunks of hickory buried in the charcoal. 2 big chunks of hickory buried in the charcoal. That's how I set my Weber Smoky Mountain up. With wood, that's how I'm going to set this up with wood too. So I don't like putting chunks on top. I like putting it in with the charcoal, and you probably can hear it, but you really can't see it. We are in a winter storm watch until tomorrow at about 1, 2 in the afternoon. So it was raining. Now it's turned into some sleet/snow, and by the time this cook is over, we may have some pretty heavy snow. So stay tuned, and we'll give you an update on the meat, and we will give you an update on this nice Minnesota weather. So we'll see. Alrighty, so we are back. We are 2 hours in. I'm going to give you a quick peek at the ribs. Coming along just nice. The barrel's been holding right around 250 the whole cook. But there are the ribs after 2 hours. I don't know if you can see that or not. There you go. And what I like to do to kind of gauge how these are done is I like to take a toothpick and kind of stick it in between the bones. And yeah, that is really, really rough still. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, like, usually, ribs on a pit barrel, good Babyback rib on a pit barrel, probably takes about 3.5 hours. I do 3 hours and then pull them out and sauce them. So I'm going to let these go for another hour, and I will pick back up. But I figured since we're out here, I just give you a little look at the weather. See, she's snowing. She's snowing pretty good. It's pretty nice outside, though. It's only about 30 degrees, but yeah, like I said, we are in our winter storm watch, our warning or whatever, until tomorrow at like noon. So you know what? Besides that, I'll pick back up when we're saucing these up. So I will see you then. Alrighty, so we are back, and we've actually been on for about 3.5 hours. Usually when I do the ribs, I do 3 hours, and then I, sauce them up, then do another half hour. But, barrel's been running a little low today, probably because of the weather. And you can see I got 1 rack nice and sauced up. Give you a look at it. There it is. And let's go ahead and sauce the other rack up. One thing when you're doing, ribs on a pit barrel, for those of you who like to fall apart, ribs, don't do those when you're hanging them, because they will fall down onto the coals. Fortunately for me, I don't like to fall apart ribs. So, I like them when they kind of stick to the bone yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and sauce these up. And this is how I sauce them up. I just lay them across the rebar, sauce the bottom side. The sauce we're using tonight is just regular old Sweet Baby Ray's. Very good sauce. I've never had any complaints on it. And, I really enjoy it. But, yeah, you can kind of see that when I lay the ribs across the rack there, or across the rebar, they're not, they're bending pretty good, but they're not breaking. And that's what you're kind of looking for, especially doing them on a pit barrel and hanging them. I could put the grate in, finish them off on the grate. But, you know what? I mean, it's just, it's kind of freaking cool just to kind of hang your meat and cook your meat, while you're hanging it. So, yeah, besides that, these are going to go on. Like I said, I've been on for 3.5 hours already. They're going to go on for probably about another half hour, and I will pick up one more time, when it's time to eat. But, before I do that, I'll just give you kind of a quick peek at the weather here, because I did mention the winter storm warning or winter storm alert that we got. But, yeah, not much going on, so I will see you when it's time to eat. Alrighty, so we are back, and it is time to eat. Real quick, we will go over the cook times. 4-hour total cook, 3.5 hours hung. We hung the ribs right on the rebar in the pit barrel cooker, and then 1.5 hour sauced. The pit barrel temp the whole time pretty much held around 265 to 285. And yeah, this is what we got. You can see I already cut up one rack. I got the other rack there, still not cut up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rib. There it is. Looking, looking pretty edible. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Wow. That is very, very, very good. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I like to bury my wood, pretty much into the coals, because like if you put the wood on top, it'll burn right away. But if you're hanging stuff above it, it'll kind of drip on it and then it'll go out. But if you bury your wood and let the charcoal around it light that wood on fire and get some good clean smoke, it turns out really good. I can tell you right now, those pork ribs, I can really taste that hickory wood in them. Yeah, so besides that, I'm going to go ahead and eat. Yeah, you guys and girls have a fantastic night, and we will see you next time.